Well, as promised, we have a lot of stocks to watch out for today. So let's get straight to it. Our research team is joining in. The SGX Nifty is not doing much. It's indicating that we may have a quiet start. But there is some news as far as the windfall tax is concerned. So Sonal is joining in to appraisals of the latest. Sonal, what's happening here?
The thing that's happened with respect to windfall tax revision is that it has been increased on crude oil production from 0 to 6,400 rupees per ton. And this has happened on the back of rising crude prices in the last 15 days that we have seen. But the good news is that export duty on diesel has been reduced to nil from 0.5 rupees per litre earlier. And the export duty on petrol and ATF continues to be nil. Now, important to note, while increase in windfall taxes is negative for oil producers, the likes of ONGC and Oil India, still they are able to make post-tax realizations of around $70 to $74 per barrel, which of course is a positive and higher than historical levels. Additionally, reduction in diesel export duty is positive for the likes of Reliance Industries because they have higher diesel exports. So expect Reliance Industries to be in the green. For today, ONGC and Oil India could see some red, but overall, it's not such a big negative for these two stocks as well.
Got that. Thanks a lot for that, Sonal. Well, we had a couple of earnings that came in post-market hours. ICICI, Lombard, as well as Tata Coffee. Surabhi joins us with a quick analysis on that. Surabhi?
Thanks so much for that. So mixed cues from ICICI Lombard. The GDPI missed estimates, but the PAT beat estimates, which was due to higher investment income. The GDPI, which is the gross direct premium income, was up 7% at close to 4,980 crores, as against the CNBC-TV18 poll of 5,200 odd crores. The net earned premium, that was up 12% on a year-on-year basis. The combined ratio continues to be elevated at 104%, which was pretty much in line with estimates and also what the management has been guiding for a while. The company continues to guide a combined ratio of 102% by FY25, which is a slight positive for the company. The claims ratio came in higher than estimates. That was driven by higher claims ratio in the motor third-party portfolio. The management continues to remain cautious in the motor business given the competitive intensity. That, combined with the regulatory environment of bringing down the stake sale by the promoter, ICICI Bank, continues to be an overhang for the stock. Next on my radar is Tata Coffee. Again, mixed cues from there as well. The revenue was up 10% on a year-on-year basis. This was due to higher realization in the 8 o'clock and the instant coffee. The gross margins and the EBITDA margins were impacted due to higher input costs and also lower volumes. The company saw a gross margin contraction of 500 basis points. The EBITDA was lower by 5% and the margins contracted by 2%, came in at 15%. PAT was, however, higher by 9%, and that was largely due to lower tax expenses.
Okay, well, Surabhi, thanks very much for that. Titan is the next one in focus. Mangalam is standing by to tell us why. Mangalam, hi.
Hi. So, as far as Titan is concerned, there's an interesting note that has come in from Kotak Securities this morning, and they say that their industry interactions have suggested that Titan has reduced franchisee commissions from the first quarter of this fiscal, which is the quarter that we're currently in. So for stores which are owned by the company but operated by franchisees, they've actually reduced the commission by 50 to 60 basis points from about 5% levels. And for stores which are owned and operated by franchisees, which are L3 stores, they will reduce the commissions from 10 to 11% levels by about 100 basis points over the next 2 years. What this does is improves their operating margins by about 50 basis points over the next 2 years, and a large part of that would be front-ended itself. Now, they do not expect this to impact their relationship with franchisees or the motivation to attract new franchisees. But remember, this is a rare and unprecedented event, a positive one for their cost-cutting itself. Importantly, we have written to Titan to await confirmation from them. But what I understand from my sources is that this is something that the companies usually do, primarily to make it equal for all the other franchisees during times of disproportionate moves in the sales that every franchise does. So it will not impact the motivation of all the franchisees. Net, this should be a positive for Titan.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. It's a positive for Titan. But let's go across to Ekta. She's tracking a couple of stocks. There's Piramal Pharma, there's Zydus Life. So lots happening here. Ekta, over to you.
Thanks for that. Well, I'll start with Zydus Life because they've received a final approval from the US FDA for estradiol transdermal system, which is basically the generic version of Menostar transdermal system. What it does is that basically it's a patch that you can put on your body, which is used to prevent post-menopausal osteoporosis. The drug is going to be manufactured at the company's Mariah facility. Market size is $1.9 million. Market size is not that much, but it's a complex drug because it's a patch that you put on your body and not just a pill that you swallow. So it is expected to be much more complex in terms of manufacturing, and hence it could be a positive for Zydus Life simply because it's a complex drug which has received approval from the US FDA. Piramal Pharma, the US FDA has concluded the inspection of the company's Sellersville manufacturing facility. They've received an establishment inspection report indicating that the facility is compliant. Hence, we can expect the stock to be in the green.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Ekta. Well, Rima joins us to fill us in with some more stocks that are on the news. Rima, morning.
Hi, good morning. So the first one on my radar is eClerx, where the company has announced a new CEO, Mr. Kapil Mehta, for their UK subsidiary. This is not the overall CEO. He's going to be the CEO of the UK subsidiary, the UK arm of eClerx, and he's been hired from Infosys, where he was the executive vice president heading the BPM business, and he's been with Infosys for the last 2 decades. So it's another exit coming in from Infosys, but a good hire for eClerx. The other one is Bank of India. They held a board meeting yesterday where the board has approved that they will be raising funds to the tune of 6,500 crore rupees, which is split via 4,500 of fresh equity or Tier 1 bonds, AT1, and plus another 2,000 crore via Tier 2 bonds. But I guess this is a part of their general business requirements. And the third one on my radar is Som Distilleries, where there is some capacity expansion for beer. So keep your eye on Som Distilleries as well. Back to you.
Okay, everyone likes enhanced capacity expansion for beer, right? Specifically. Thanks a lot for that, Rima. But here's a quick recap of our top stocks with positive news flow. Our names like Titan, Reliance Industries, Piramal Pharma, Zydus Life, eClerx Services, and Bank of India and Som Distilleries. While stocks with negative news flow, there's ONGC, ICICI Lombard, and Tata Coffee. But let's get a quick handle on what's happening in the world of commodities. Manisha Gupta is joining in for all the action there. Manisha, hi, good morning.
Morning, Sonia. Thank you for that. I'll start with the crude oil prices, where we are looking at some profit taking, but it's still holding above $80 a barrel. So the Chinese economy growth in first quarter clearly seems to be supportive. So does the fact that the Chinese refineries processed record high crude in the month of March. Markets also are watching out as OPEC and allies start reducing output from the month of May. And the U.S. crude inventories also have shown a decline on a week-on-week basis. So all of these factors are supportive. But much higher support is what we've seen in sense of metal prices. The decline in U.S. dollars, strong Chinese data has been supportive. So we are looking at platinum, palladium gaining up. Aluminum is trading at a 6-week highs. Nickel, copper, zinc, all of these metals gained anywhere between 1 to 3% overnight. And the Asian markets have started on a positive note yet again.
Okay, thanks, Manisha, for that. Let's step into a quick break. There are plenty of stocks actually to talk about. So we'll do one thing. We'll get Sanjeev Bhasin, Director at IIFL Securities. He'll be joining in for some fundamental stock analysis. We will also connect with Subhadeep Mitra, who's the Executive Director at Nuvama Institutional Equities, as a draft national electricity plan expects to add 40 gigawatts of renewable energy annually. Stay tuned for more on that.